Welcome everyone to another airclips.com documentary. Today we are at Mirabel Airport, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. What you see here is the beautiful Boeing 737-200 quick change version of Nolinor Aviation, which is based at Mirabel Airport. Today there is a super exciting cockpit flight waiting for you. We will take this beautiful aircraft and have a one-stop flight into a mine with a gravel strip in the central region of Canada. For operating into a gravel strip, you cannot use any aircraft. Only very few aircraft types can do that. The 737-200, being equipped with a special gravel kit, is one of those aircraft. Before our briefing starts, we can have a look at some details of this aircraft, and we start with this beautiful JT8 jet engine, the very classic style on this classic, or how some call them, Jurassic 737 series. While the more modern versions of the 737 have the engines in front of the wing, this one is just mounted under it, and it is famous for its beautiful noise and especially for its clamshell reversers, which are clearly visible when the aircraft is reversing after landing. Right under the engine you can see one interesting detail of the gravel kit, which is the vortex dissipator, a bleed air based pipe that blows air below the engine to avoid vortex sucking up gravel and dust into the engine during taxi, takeoff and land. And here's the second detail, most remarkable detail of the gravel kit, which is this huge part added to the front gear that prevents gravel from being thrown against the lower belly. Actually, this is the day before our flight, beautiful weather, and the aircraft is about to be prepared for our mission. Let's just go up and have a quick look inside. And what you see here is a full passenger configuration. Beautiful classic cabin style. This is the view from the rear to the front. Just a normal classic passenger cabin. And what you are going to see in a moment is the conversion into a combi plane, which only takes about 1.5 or 2 hours. Enjoy! Now it's the next morning, we have a look inside the converted aircraft and it looks amazing. It's like a cargo plane in front. It does carry a concrete block. You will learn later why this is happening, and we just use the time before the crew briefing to have a short walk through the changed cabin, and through this door here we can have a look into the passenger cabin. Let's also have a look from the rear of the cabin towards the front, and there you will see the installed new cabin door separating passengers from cargo. Nolinor also has an improved maintenance facility with a huge hangar at Mirabel Airport, and the dedicated maintenance and engineering experts do the final checks to the aircraft while our crew is meeting for their briefing.
Welcome. My name is Jacques-Christophe Séguin. I'm the chief pilot of Nolinor Aviation. I'm going to be the captain today of Nolinor 950. Here's Pierre-Charles Brouillette. He's my first officer today.
Hello.
What is Nolinor? Nolinor, we're based first here, right now we're at Mirabel in Quebec, Canada. So it's just on the north shore of Montreal. And our company is specialized in charter, mostly charter, last minute charter. But today what we are doing is a flight for a company, a mining company, something we're doing 4 to 5 times a week. Just for this site where we're going, and there's other sites we're also going. So it makes around 10 to 15 flights per week just for those mining companies. So it's more like a schedule what we're doing today. We know the departure time and everything. But we got a lot of flight also last minute flight for either working for ACMI, cargo, going, a lot of cargo up north. We see we're landing on ice strip, and we're also based in some place like Winnipeg and Winnipeg, Yellowknife. We can base in Toronto and places like that. Today our flight is, we're going from here to Val d'Or, pick up some cargo and other passenger. Then we're going to go straight to the mine site. It's going to take about, how long?
3 hours to go from Val d'Or to Meadowbank.
Meadowbank. Meadowbank is right in the center of Canada. So basically is from Meadowbank, you're on the same side. You're on the same distance from the Arctic Ocean, the border with the US, or the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. So it's pretty much in the middle of Canada. So today we're going to go there, direct from Val d'Or. On our way back, we're going to have to stop to Churchill to do a fueling stop. We're going to show you where it is on the map a little bit later, and we'll explain a little bit the history of those areas. So what we're now doing is we're receiving the flight plan. Here, all the crew, there's another crew there going on another ACMI flight. They're also receiving their flight plan this time. So we receive, with dispatches on the other side there, so we receive everything, our briefing, weather briefing, and whatever is available for the flight briefing. And what we do is, with Pierre Charles, we are going to review the flight today. So as we say, 48 minutes to Val d'Or at 32,000 feet. And after that, going direct to Meadowbank with passenger and cargo. That's what we bring, cargo, passenger, because employees there on a 2 weeks rotation, and they're going in and out. So that's why there's so much business, and that's why they need the aircraft, because it's the only thing that they can receive. They can only, I think they can only access water about, 8 months? 7 months per year, maybe less than that, depending on the ice condition. But the aircraft is the only link they got all year round. So it's kind of vital that they keep open air service for them. Can you explain the weather today, Pierre Charles?
Yeah, so weather this morning is going to be beautiful in Montreal. Might be a few clouds in Val d'Or, and then it's going to be sky clear at the mining site.
Perfect. So that's going to be even better. We're going to be able to see the whole area. It's pretty nice, especially at this time of the year. Just at the end of summer, we can see a little bit more vegetation. All the ice is gone. But even during winter, when it's minus 40 degrees Celsius, it's beautiful. That's why basically we're doing that, because we love the Arctic, we love the North. It's one of the reasons we're doing that. And also, it's always an adventure. We are starting here, but we don't know if weather condition or whatever gonna stop us somewhere, and we need to maybe stay a day or something like that. It's part of the harsh environment that we're flying into. We never know, blizzard can start up like that in a few minutes or in a few hours. So that's pretty interesting. Is there anything else special? We got our manifest there. We just Pierre Charles filed up a little briefing sheet, and we're gonna go down at the aircraft to brief our flight attendant. Today we're 5. First officer, captain. We got also a mechanic. He's certified on the aircraft, so he can do whatever maintenance. And Pierre Charles on the walk around is going to show you also our flyaway kit. Always parts that we bring on all flight. So if something happens, our mechanic can change the part in a few hours. So that's why we're so really independent, and we can go pretty much everywhere with that. Also, 2 flight attendants. Those 2 flight attendants, since we got a combi configuration, most of our flight up north are combi. So you'll see there's 1 part cargo, 1 part passenger. What's our configuration today? How many pallets we got?
It's going to be...
I think it's 2 pallets. Yeah, 2 pallets. We don't have the weight and balance yet, but it's 2 pallets, maximum of 77 passengers up front. And in the cockpit today, we're going to be both, and the engineer also. He's going to help us with the refueling, monitoring the aircraft and things like that. He's not a flight engineer, but he's always part of the process. So we're going to brief him also. And that's about it. We'll talk a little bit more about what we're really doing here in the company a little bit later when we're going to have time. Perfect. We're good. We'll go down now. Bon, ben messieurs, bonne journée. This is our hangar, and Nolinar is providing all the maintenance services except painting. So here we got an aircraft in C check, so a big check, a heavy maintenance check. They're looking at everything. As we can see, everything is stripped down, and we got other two aircraft that are getting routine maintenance. Sorry about that. The store, we got all our parts there, because we have to be honest, the 200 is not made anymore by Boeing, so because of that we need a lot of parts. We need to keep a lot of parts. There's one mechanic there. I also got our sheet metal, everything is done here, all the sheet metal work is done here. All the parts are overall, but when they come back, we're mounting the engine again, we're constructing the engine again and putting that there. So as I said, the only thing we're not doing here is painting, and everything else, heavy maintenance, light maintenance is done here. Nolinar got 737-200. We got 7 of them right now, and other aircraft in waiting to have parts, or just that could be put on the line pretty quick. We also have Convair 580. Basically, it's their last year. This year on the Convair, we can see them there, and a Lear 45, and also a Boeing 737-300. The 300 right now is in Toronto doing ACMI flight for another carrier with the 737 MAX problem that they had. A lot of aircraft are needed, and a company like Nolinar is really needed, because we got always those aircraft available at any moment, and any contract we can do. So everything here is done, refueling, everything is done by our company, NLN. And today, as we said, our aircraft there, and the NLN, it's one of the, I cannot say oldest, but it's one of the first 200 that we got in the fleet. And we're gonna see once we're there in the cockpit, the cockpit was retrofit with a screen to get a little bit more situational awareness. Yesterday we had a beautiful day. So we took some picture of the aircraft when it was in full configuration. Today those clouds, they will probably stick around in southern Quebec for all day, but up north it's going to be beautiful. And just after the flight, since it was a full passenger configuration, they brought the aircraft back, and they can do a configuration in a few hours, either full cargo, 2, 3, or 4, 6 pallets. And that's why this morning you're going to see it's a 2 pallet configuration, so you can see the difference between a full passenger and a combi aircraft. And in the back there are the Convair 580. So as you may see, it's probably their last year today, or this year. So it's a really nice aircraft. Most of us, actually almost all our pilots are mechanic, are rated on 2 aircraft. I personally fly the 200 and the Convair. Pierre Charles is flying the Boeing, and also flying a PC-12 for one of our joint venture companies. So, and the flight attendants are checked on all aircraft, and also our mechanics are rated on either the Convair, Learjet, the Boeing 737. So, other things we got nice is we got our own linemen, our own personnel, and those guys know exactly how our operation works, so it's pretty efficient. And they're always here in the morning, they refuel, and they're going to be here all day, all night. So that's why we're so, it's easy for us to be available in a few time notice, because we got our own maintenance, our own crew. So as soon as we got the call, everything is prepared, we're good to go. This aircraft was prepared this morning, a few hours ago already. And as we may see, we got the cargo door right there, and the Gravel, the Vortex generator. Pierre Charles is going to do the walk around. He's going to show you while he's doing the walk around. Now this morning we got 2 stairs. It's just for the convenience of us pilot to go in there right to the cockpit. But all day we're only going to use a stair in the back, because all the passengers, they're going to go in the back, and all the cargo is going to go through up here in the cargo door up front, and you're going to see a net there protecting us. So it's just for convenience that this morning we had a stair there, but for the rest of the day it's always going to be in the back, and we're going to go back also to do a walk around and things like that. So we're going to see it a bit later. So we'll go in the aircraft now. We're going to brief the flight attendant and the mechanic. Then after that, Pierre Charles is going to do the walk around, and he's going to show a little bit more about the gravel protect of this aircraft, because that's the main thing. That's why this aircraft can go on a gravel strip. It's because he's equipped for that, and that's what makes the 737-200 even today a really good aircraft for the kind of operation we're doing. So we'll see that with Pierre Charles a little bit later. So this morning we're gonna take the cargo only in Val d'Or. So what we got up front is the ballast. It's a concrete block that's gonna keep the weight and balance in the proper configuration, since we're gonna have a passenger up in the back. So just this morning we have that concrete block here, and we're gonna remove it in Val d'Or, where we're gonna bring the cargo for the mine. So we can see here the bulkhead. This thing can move up out there, and we can remove seats and add tracks. We saw the tracks a little bit earlier. And we got a fire extinguisher, things like that. And the door there, just behind Gabriel, it's the door where the flight attendant can access the cockpit, but most important, can access the cargo if they got any fire to fight. And you're gonna see the cargo a little bit later got a fire tarp, something that's protect the cargo against any fire. We're gonna go brief the flight attendant right now. We can see Gabriel up front. Gabriel is our mechanic or engineer, as some people say, and he's gonna be the one with us all day.
Good morning.
Good morning. So today we got two flight attendants. Nathalie is the CSM, Customer Service Manager, so she is in charge, and also we got Jessica. Jessica also is trained to be a customer service manager, so we're pretty lucky this morning. We got two experienced flight attendants. Nathalie's been with us, or with Nolinor, for 14 years, and Jessica 4 years. Gabriel has been for 5 years. Pierre Charles 2 and me 13 years. So we got a bunch of experienced people today. So basically we're gonna do the briefing. We try to do the briefing mostly together, but sometimes it's kind of hard and we need to hustle real quick. But the main important thing is we pass the information. So today, Nathalie, oops, sorry. As we say, we got Gabriel's gonna be with us on the jump seat. I'm just going to brief you the two first leg because I'm not sure on the way back yet. But Mirabel to Val d'Or, it's 47 minutes at 32,000 feet. We got 57 passengers. It's pretty smooth this morning, so I don't expect anything. Seatbelt sign off at 10,000 as usual. And after that, the direct Meadowbank, 3 hours en route, 32,000 feet. And it's going to be beautiful over the Hudson Bay. Even Meadowbank wind are calm, so don't worry about it. 69 passengers. There's no MEL. I didn't saw any MEL for the aircraft or the cabin. Everything is good in the back. The thing about Meadowbank is there's not a lot of runway, a lot of airport on the way to Meadowbank, so we need to plan carefully to choose the right airport, especially for that kind of aircraft. There's a lot of small strip that will be okay for a turboprop or piston engine, but for a jet it's kind of hard to get those runways. So any evacuation, any emergency or any unruly passenger, we really need to brief and have a plan or something set up. But we're always back up by the dispatch who's going to follow us through the day on the SkyTrack. It's like a tracker. So something is pretty nice for that. And after that, if we have a cabin fire, let's say it's a fire in the cargo compartment, what are we going to do?
I'll start firing it as quickly as possible. Jessica is going to call you. She might ask if we have dangerous goods or anything like that. So we'll keep you informed as much as we can.
Perfect. Gabriel is available if we need that. We try to not open the cockpit door to keep the smoke out of it. And we're going to go first place. You know, as soon as we know that, we're going to divert to the first airport. It's out of control. We're going to land on the first strip we see, even it's a small strip, and we're going to talk about evacuation. We'll do all the test run, all the other stuff. That's pretty much it. You good? Good? Huh? Good for that. So I'm going to keep you advised in Meadowbank of the rest of the weather. And as for the rest of the day, I mean, we're going to do our check up front. I'll call you if we're ready for the boarding. Good?
Thank you.
Merci.
So now we're gonna go and do the walk around of the aircraft. So a few things we need to look at this morning just to make sure that the aircraft is fit to fly. So when we come down the stair, we're going to start by looking at the nose of the aircraft. The 737-200 is equipped with a gravel kit, so it allows us to land on gravel strips. The kit comes with the vortex generator by the engines and the ski in front on the nose gear. So when we come down here, we want to make sure that the ski is in good condition. There's no debris on it anywhere. It's not broken, there's nothing damaged on there. We're also going to make sure that the equipment bay is closed. Tires are in good conditions. There is no hydraulic fluid leaking from the from the gear and the strut. We just want to make sure that there is no liquid leaking. And everything is in good condition. and we remove the first gear pin. Tires are in good condition, the light is not broken. Then we're going to look at the nose of the aircraft, make sure that we have 2 engines, 2 wings, and everything seems okay. So first cargo bay, just make sure that all the nets are correctly fastened, all the belts are fastened, and everything seems okay. So unlike all other big turbofans, this one is a low bypass. So it seems more like a jet engine than a fan engine. We have the vortex generator there, which is taking bleed air from the engine just to create some kind of a wind or air barrier to make sure that there's no gravel or sand or anything coming in the engine when we land on gravel strips. Once again, looking at the back of the engine there, unless all of those other big turbofans, this one is a clamshell type reverser. So this part, and you're probably gonna see on the video, this part is gonna close, and the thrust will be sent forward. So that's what provides reverse thrust. Tires are in good condition. And then we get a second pin. So here we have the hydraulic fluid reservoirs. Sort of cable for the ailerons, and a lot of other stuff. Everything seems okay.
Here in the back of the cargo compartment, we have a flyaway kit, which includes a couple of spare parts like engine starters, start valve. We also have a couple of engine oil, hydraulic oil, in case we need to add some during the flight. We also have some hydraulic flexible line to do temporary repair if we have any problem with our normal hydraulic line. Some aircraft do have spare tires on board too. This one doesn't. So that's pretty much what we have in the flyaway kit. As a mechanic, I also bring my own tools on the flight because all the destination, we don't have any support at the mine. So we have to bring our tool if we need to fix the airplane during the flight.
Something that's a bit different on this aircraft than another one would be that the wheel retracts in the pit, but there's no door coming down to close. So the wheel and the cap that we have on the wheel acts as the part that would close that hole. And there I'm getting the third pin. So we have all 3 gear pins, and the gear can retract when we take off. When I look through the engine from the back, I just want to make sure that there was no damage by fire or hot starts or anything like that. So the metal would show signs of burning or darker spots that would indicate that there might have been a hot start, but our engine seems fine today. I'm looking at the blades, so the fan blades, just to make sure that since we're operating a lot on gravel strips, just to make sure that there was no rock or bigger debris that came in the engine that was ingested and that will have broken one of the fan blades. And on the cargo door, just make sure that a visual indication that it's correctly or properly closed would be those 2 lights. So I've got one light there, and I've got the other one there, which tells me that the door is properly closed. And that's about that, so we can go flying. So just going through the weights, so it's departure from Mirabel, runway 06, winds variable at 2 knots, 17 degrees, another 88 flaps 1 with an improved climb, bleeds on. Limit would be 54, 204, and
57, 63, 63. Oh.
Yeah.
57. C'est quoi 57?
63,
Ouais.
66. And reduced takeoff power would be 192. Assumed temperature is 48 degrees. And flap protection is 1000.
C'est quoi le flap
Emergency
protection?
VRF 139.
C'est bon like that?
Ouais, step trim is 4.3.
Tu vas essayer de montrer comment ça se voit? Okay, donc we'll look at the instrument here. 157, 163, 166, 181, 166. FMS.
Yes.
Nerema, I got VOR there. The retraction attitude 1071. TCAS weather standby.
Yep.
You put it on the ND. 298, 3,000 feet. 192. I already put 218 for the NDB at Rouen. We're gonna look a quick look here. Won't be long. For the transponder auto and 950, flight level 320, 1,110, 910, 4.3 is 16.7, 13.7, and with the right frequency there. Let's check the flight plan.
Yep. Go
So
ahead.
Mirabel Casca got 243, 6 miles.
Yep.
Pipco 320, 11 miles.
Yep.
Ipsac 290, 21 miles.
Yep.
Omegi 296, 10 miles.
Yep.
Raiden 296, 40 miles.
Yep.
Val d'Or VOR 345, 153 miles.
Yep.
And the Val d'Or Airport 182, 8 miles for a distance of 249.
Yep.
Okay. Charlotte, any failure which affect the safety of this flight? If we have failure priority V1, our car reject continue. If I call reject, I will simultaneously close the thrust lever, apply maximum brake, raise the speed brake, and apply maximum reverse consistent with the condition you will.
I will verify briefed action, call speed brake up or speed brake not up, call muted actions, ATC and 60 knots.
If I call continue, there will be no action below flap reduction altitude except to silence a warning bell, either here, there, or here. Oh, and heading here for the, okay? So weather here is okay, weather beautiful at Val d'Or. We're gonna probably do a straight in with 3.6. Thrust 192. Flaps 1 bleeds on, anti-ice off, gravel protect at on for the taxi. There's no MEL in the logbook. Taxi route will go Golf Hotel India Kilo for runway 06. Bear and dry the taxi in runway condition. As for the departure, let's go to the SID. We got Mirabel 9,
Yep.
20-3. Transition altitude, flight level. Transition altitude 18,000 feet, safe altitude with 100 nautical miles, 7,400. And the CYR 601, 624 is released during IFR departure. Communication failure will relate here. And runway 06, no right turn below 1800. Climb heading 060 to 3,000 feet, that's what we got. Or as assigned, maintain 3,000. Okay? And ADP2, no engine out procedure, no require, no TAM, no nothing special. Call me any deviation, any question?
No question, it's going to be 3,000 feet from heading 060.
Okay. Did we forget something? No, we're good.
No, we're
Perfect.
good.
Go ahead before start. Start checklist, please.
And before start, checklist, parking brake,
Okay, set.
flight deck door.
Oh, to go. We'll wait. Close and lock.
Check. Fuel.
Fuel, we got 11,100 and 6 pump out.
Passenger signs.
On.
Gravel protect.
On.
Windows.
Lock left.
And look right. HSI.
Heading 206.
Attitude alert.
Still alert 3,000 feet.
Takeoff speeds.
157, 163, 166.
Check. PDCS pre-flight.
Complete.
Radar run trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi takeoff briefing.
Complete.
Indication light.
On.
And before start, checklist completed.
Start engine number 2.
Okay, clear right. Start engage. Start valve open.
And 2.
No pressure rising.
And 1. 30% into. Fuel flow. Right up.
Circuit out. Start valve closed. Hang on.
Is stable. Start engine number 1.
Start engage. Start valve open.
And 2.
No pressure rising.
And 1. And 2. Fuel flow. Right up.
Start it out. Start valve closed. Gravel protect.
Number 1 stable. Flaps 1 for next checklist.
For the exit checklist generator.
On.
P28.
On.
MTIs.
Off.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start
Low
switches.
ignition.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brake.
Off.
Engine start levers.
Idle detamp.
Flight controls.
Check.
Calling equipment.
Clear left.
Clear right. Before the exit checklist completed.
Sir.
Yeah, but let's do 950.
Hello, 950, Mirabel Radio.
Mirabel Radio, 950, radio taxi Golf Hotel India Kilo runway 06.
Roger, runway 06, active runway 06, wind 0503, altimeter 2987.
2987, 950.
2987. Clear right. Clear
Hey,
left.
clear right. 1 minute, APU off.
Yes, sir. Okay, all set.
And clear right.
Clear off. So since we got a long taxi, I'm going to talk about Mirabel. Mirabel Airport, it's one of the two big airports here at Montreal. The main airport is on the island, Montréal Trudeau, and Mirabel International here has been really busy back in the 80s, 90s. All the international flights were coming here since about maybe 15 years. It's a little bit more slow, but it's picking up right now. It's mostly cargo, charter company like us, lots of training, and also they got the Bombardier now / Airbus factory are building the old C series or the Airbus 220, and it's still expanding. We got two long runway of about 12,000 feet each, so it's make ideal base for us to take off and have a good payload out of here. And also it's a north shore of Montreal, so there's not a lot of, there's still some town around, but not as much as in Montreal, so it's less noise sensitive since our aircraft, especially the 200, is kind of noisy, if we can say so, on the takeoff.
Yeah, it's Pierre Chat. Excellent, merci.
So Pierre Chat just received the cabin secure from the flight attendant. That means that they're ready for the takeoff. We still got another 5 minutes of taxi here, but for now we can do the before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist, flaps.
One green light.
Stabilizer trim.
It's 4.3 units.
Check. Before takeoff checklist completed.
So this morning we're taking off at what's our takeoff weight?
Yeah, takeoff weight is roughly 50,000 pounds.
50,000
kilos. Sorry about that.
So 50,000 kilos. So with our iPad, our electronic flight bag, as we may say, we did compute our speed, and we got this morning a V1 of 157, 163 of a VR, and 162 V2. So V1, it's basically the go no go speed. So if we have an engine failure, engine fire, or anything that make the aircraft unflyable before V1, we're gonna have to reject on the ground. If something happens after V1, we'll continue and fly. This aircraft was upgraded with the screen there. You can see 4 screen, because it used to be a steam gauge like that, the old gauge. All the other aircraft got it, but 2 of our aircraft on our fleet got this screen, and as the next few years gonna pass, we're gonna have all our aircraft equipped with those. Screen was much better for the situational awareness. For takeoff. So this morning around Montreal, we still got some thunderstorm. It was raining a little bit this morning. As soon as we're going to clear up, we're going northbound. And as we get near Val-d'Or, we're going to be...
And Eleanor 950, Mabel Radio ground.
Mirabel Radio, 950, okay.
Traffic 757 IFR inbound runway 06 would be landing in about 7-8 minutes. I won't have your valid until he's on the ground.
950, thanks. And clear right.
Clear left.
Another 950, you can change to my frequency 1191.
119.190.950. Mirabel radio 94950 or decimal 1.
Thank you. Request hold short of the runway.
Lord short runway 06 950.
Mirabel radio, hello again, Cargojet 907, cleared the ILS 06.
Cargojet 907, Rebel Radio, roger, runway 06, active runway 06, wind 050 at 3, altimeter 2987, 1 traffic, Cessna 172 in the, almost the end of a downwind, for touch and go runway 06.
2987, and check the traffic, Cargojet 907.
Roger, you will see also some 2737 at the holding bay of runway 06, they're holding short for now.
Cargojet 907, roger, thank you.
Parking brake set. So we're holding here to for a 757 who's landing, one of the cargo flight that's coming in every morning at Mirabel. As we wait, we can see we're all set up for the takeoff. We got 2 FMS here. With this aircraft is equipped ADS-B. And also all our settings are here on the screen. Also, we're taking off flaps 1. Maybe Pierre-Charles can explain why we're taking off with flaps 1.
Yeah, so we're trying to take off with less flap possible for noise reduction and also for fuel saving.
Fuel saving noise reduction is the name of the game, especially with those aircraft are still a little bit older, so they burn more fuel, and as I said a little bit earlier, they are noisy. So that's why we're taking off as much as possible as less flap. So we're going to go up north, especially out of Meadowbank. It's going to be a little bit more restricted, but we're going to also be in an area where it's a little bit less noise sensitive. So we're probably going to have to take off flaps 10 or 15, depending of the weather, temperature, and the weight. So real quick here, we got the speed brake. It's pretty much the same thing for all Boeing's aircraft. Got the truss with the reverser truss. You're going to see later when we're going to land, we're going to put in some. Flaps 1 here, and the steer levers, or the fire handle here to extinguish a fire, either for number 2, number 1, or the EPU. The autopilot, we're going to explain the autopilot a little bit later. It's pretty much basic. And all the avionic there, with all the electronic, the electricity, hydraulics, and things on the overhead here. Oh.
Oui, c'est Pierre-Charles. Oui, c'est fait. On va holder là 3-4 minutes encore le temps que le 757 arrive.
Tu je dis?
Y'a pas de problème.
Faire pied. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain speaking. We're just waiting here for traffic on final. As soon as you're on the ground, we'll be taxiing the departure and we'll be off for Val-d'Or. Thank you for your patience. Mesdames et messieurs, le commandant qui vous parle, on attend ici pour le trafic qui est en finale pour la piste. Aussitôt qu'il est atterri, on va pouvoir circuler et décoller en route pour Val-d'Or. Merci. So this morning we are going Val-d'Or and Meadow. Usually we're exchange each leg, but this morning I'm going to fly all the way to Meadowbank, and after that Pierre-Charles is going to fly back down here in Mirabel. Our first destination, Val-d'Or. It's a 10,000 feet runway in Abitibi-Témiscamingue. It's on the northwest sector of Quebec, just before the Hudson Bay. This strip was built in the 60s, 70s. Back in the 60s and even the 70s, it was a outpost or one of the strips that the Royal Canadian Air Force, the Canadian Air Force fighter were based for the during the Cold War, especially I think the Voodoo and the CF-100 Canuck. And also it's kind of a focal point for all the traffic going in and out of northern Quebec. And when they're coming in from northern Quebec, they stop in Val-d'Or for passenger or fuel and cargo. And also, it's an area where there's a lot of mine. So they got a lot of people working in mine there. It's one of the main reasons why we're gonna take off so many passengers in the Val-d'Or to bring to Meadowbank, because there's a lot of people here that are used to work in mine, and they got the specialty is mining. So that's why Val-d'Or in this area, this region, is really well known for their miners and people working in mine. I'll protect off.
Yes, protect
Tout de suite, ouais.
off.
So what he basically said, it's this switch, off and on. We see the switch there. It's just to put the vortex generator at on or off. So when they are at on, the pressure air is going out of those vortex, and it's gonna keep all the dust, the sand away from the engine. We're gonna use that at the gravel strip a little bit later, but we're still using it to taxi. And but for takeoff, we're gonna remove it here since it's an asphalt runway. It's pretty clear, and we want more power to the engine.
Rolling 950, you may line up runway 06 and wait for your validation.
Right, runway 06 and 950.
Hey, runway 06, clear left.
And clear right. Transponder TCAS radar.
Check.
Runway 06, confirm.
Yes, sir. 06, 060, 060.
060. Compass is check.
Parking brake set.
LNR 950, the 757 just exiting on Bravo 5. Your clearance is now valid, runway 06. Contact Montreal departure 12465, once airborne.
Montreal departures 12465 airborne, clearance valid, runway 06, 950, have a good day.
Okay, prêt? Here we go.
Engine stable.
Set takeoff thrust.
Takeoff thrust set. Nuts.
Check.
E1. Rotate. What's right?
Clear up.
You're up.
Thrust.
Climb thrust set. Montreal departures, good morning, 950 off runway 06 in Bell 1000, 3000.
What's up?
950 departure identified,
Flaps
climb
up.
16, 16,000.
Climb 16 on 6000 in 950. 6000.
Speed 230.
Speedback 230.
950, turn to setting 330.
Turn left, heading 330 in 950.
Heading 330.
Heading 330. Flaps up, no light.
Telecom checklist.
Telecom checklist, engine reads on. Backsun. Landing gear up and up. Flaps up, no light. Telecom checklist completed.
Check.
Turn left heading 300.
Left heading 300 and on 950.
Heading 300.
300.
Okay, speed 250.
250.
with the heading on 12657, 2657.
2657 with the heading in order 50 good day. Montreal Siren, good morning, in order 50, 6,200 vehicle, 16,000 and 300.
Hello, 950 Montreal Siren, good morning, airborne right shortly.
Still 22, so we're good for the icing for now.
Check.
Okay, heading, autopilot is engaged, heading select manual.
Check. Heading in pitch mode.
Yes, sir. $10,000 feet. Let's put speed 280.
Speed back 280.
Just wait for the seatbelt sign, okay? So as we pass 10,000 feet, we're now accelerating at a speed of 280. That's the computed speed for the climb. And as you may see, when you engage the autopilot, I choose the mode. This one is a heading. We engage two paddles, one for the aileron, one for the elevator, heading select and manual. So right now, the horizontal mode is controlled by the heading here. I got the heading here. And because it's an heading, and the pitch mode is controlled by the CWS.
Delta 950, proceed direct to the Val-d'Or VOR and climb to flight level 280.
Direct to Val-d'Or VOR, climb flight level 280 and on 950.
VOR number 7, confirm.
Execute.
Now, since he passed in Val-d'Or VOR, it's a direct waypoint we're going to put here in FMS. And now the autopilot's going to control through the FMS. And we're going on the right turn, direct Val-d'Or VOR, flight level 280. So the only thing I'm doing now is just controlling my speed with my CWS. So any input I'm giving here is going to giving it back to the autopilot and the elevator. and I'm always keeping the maximum EPR for the climb that we use with this chart that Pierre Charles has been putting all the way on the climb there. So right now we're at TAT of 15 degrees Celsius. That's make how much?
191.
191. So I'm going to put 191. So as you may see, there's no auto thrust. Everything is manual. So even in the when we're going to be in the cruise, we're going to have to play a lot, so fine adjustment with the thrust. But for now, I'm just following this value here that Pierre Charles have found here in the chart, and I'm keeping 280 knots until we gonna get a transition of a speed of Mach decimal 70. Since it's a short flight, short leg, about 45 minutes, we're pretty busy. We're still talking with the Montreal Center. They're going to switch us pretty soon to the high level. And as we may see already up there, there's a beautiful weather, a beautiful sky up front there. So we're probably going to be in a clear in a few minutes. And Pierre Charles, when you think it's okay, you can put the seatbelt sign off.
So seems pretty smooth. Seatbelt signs off.
Okay, 10 degrees, so 198. We always have to keep the EPR correct here, so it's pretty much staying there. But if we put the engine on the ice, we're probably gonna have to modify the EPR.
So takeoff time was 11:50.
So pretty much on time. But that wait for the aircraft there, that took us a little bit of time.
And ATA in Val d'Or is 12:38.
Can you put 21.5 on number 2, please?
Yep. 21.5.
So as we see, there's some cloud there. Every time we enter in cloud, we have to look at our TAT, TAT, and from 10 degrees Celsius and less, so from 10 degrees Celsius down, we need to put the engine on the ice as soon as we enter an area of visible moisture. So probably going to have to put engine on the ice as we enter the cloud here. Engine on the ice on. And as you may see, what he's going to do is going to put the switch, the engine start switches on. Then you put the engine on the ice. So if anything happened, if the ice was shed and back in the engine, at least with the engine start switches, you could have a relight. When everything is stable, he's going to put back the engine start switches at off.
So engine
even
stable.
if our engine and CIs are staying on.
There we go. 10 degrees.
Okay, go.
So it's going to be 185. And trend channel altimeter set to 902.
Okay, 902.
You want me to load the RNF 36 approach?
What RNF 2036? If you want to put it right away. 12-2, it's a visual back with the RNF 36, 12-2. The altitude set inch, transition level for level 180. Save altitude within 100 nautical miles, it's 3,900 as required shuttle climb. The the 0.3 and the 4 doesn't apply to us. MSA 3,500. We're going to go at MEC. What altitude at MEC? 4,000? Huh?
At MEC at 4,100.
Okay, 4,000 feet at MEC. We're going to descend on the profile there. So call me 1,000 feet. Touchdown zone 1099. 1099. I'll call you. Call me approach. Call me 1,000 feet. Call you stable landing and stable go around. In the case I go around, it's going to be a visual. If we can cancel IFR, let's do this. So it's going to be a right-hand circuit, runway 36. We'll do it at about 2,000, 2,500. Okay? So that's it. We're going to start a descent to it. Headwind 32, 28, 24. About 90 miles from APMEC.
950, contact Montreal Center now, frequency 12787, 2787.
12787 and on 50 with Montreal. Have a good day. Montreal Center, good morning. 950 220, clear for level 280.
Now 950, Montreal Center, good morning, climb flight level 320.
Climb flight level 320, 950. Flight level 320.
Level 320. So Papi, it's got to be too red, too white. SCDA will follow what he said. That flaps 30, blades on NCIS off, ground protect at, yeah, leave it at
Is that NCIS for now?
Auto brake minimum, please. No MAL,
Minimum.
taxi route bear and dry, taxi route will backtrack runway echo. No NOTAM, call me an aviation question.
No question, I'll call you 1,000 feet.
Okay.
So landing weight is 47, let's say 47,500 kilos. Your F is 135 with flaps 30.
35?
35. 135 and target speed is 150.
150. Okay. Put the radar stand-by, s'il vous plaît.
But the radar is standby.
Seatbelt sign on.
Seatbelt sign. How far from APMEC do you want to begin descent?
APMEC 90 miles.
Check.
Level 310, climb for level 320.
Check.
Descent checklist.
And descent checklist. Pressurization.
Cabin altitude 910, landing altitude 1110.
Gravel protect.
Et anti-ice now.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brake.
Minimum.
Landing data.
VREF 135 and minima 2099.
Check. Approach briefing.
Complete.
Descent checklist completed.
And now 950, descend flight level 290.
Descent flight level 290, 950.
Level 290. Can give her the top of descent.
Yep.
250. Autopilot. Still all disengage.
And now 950, contact Montreal Center now, 125.9, good morning.
Montreal Center 125.950, good day. So top of descent at 1212 and we're on fuel. Montreal Center, good morning, 950 for level 310, clear for level 290.
950 Montreal Center, good day, and when ready to send 10,000, the Val-d'Or altimeter 2985.
2985 when ready to send 10,000 and 950, so requesting direct APMEC, the RNAV approach runway 36.
950, proceed direct APMEC.
Direct APMEC 950.
Let it engage. Direct APMEC.
985 direct
Go for it.
APMEC. Number
So-
10.
Le top of descent.
C'est pris, je te donne ça.
$321.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous allons entamer notre descente pour l'aéroport de Val-d'Or. On va descendre dans une vingtaine de minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, just began our descent in Val-d'Or. Should be around about 20 minutes. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for arrival.
So now we're starting our descent. We're starting at Mach 70, decimal 70, sorry, and then the transition is 250 knots. That's what we're doing at this time. As we may see, the weather is clearing up pretty good here, and it's VMC at Val d'Or, and we should be on the ground about 12 minutes. We're going for the RNAV runway 36.
90950, descend 6,000.
Descend 6,000 in honor 50.
6,000 feet.
6,000 feet.
So we're gonna keep 250 all the way to just a little bit before the final approach fix there. Not the FAF, but the intermediate initial fix. The intermediate fix, sorry, on the approach. Then we're gonna slow down, and we're gonna do our final approach speed will be around 140, 140 knots. And we're landing at what? What's the landing weight?
Yeah, landing weight is roughly 47,500 kilos.
So we burn around 2,500, 3,000 kilos on that 45 minutes leg. So now we're going with the FMS. Once again, the FMS is coupled with the autopilot. That's the horizontal mode. And I'm controlling the pitch with the CWS. What I want to have, it's 250 knots, so I'm just controlling it, because the best descent is the one when we can cut and close a thrust lever, so there's almost no fuel burn. So right now with the thrust close at 250 knots, we are descending about 2,000 feet per minute. And I'm always computing manually what altitude I need to be at this point and what altitude I am. So I need to be at 4,000 feet for the approach. And we're about, we've got 20,000 feet to lose, 20 per 360 miles, and we're at 65 miles. I need a few miles to reduce, so we're pretty much on our descent glide path there. Everything we've done is doing manually. We don't have the FMS or the autopilot doing it for us. We just compute it, and after that we only fly the aircraft and control the pitch with the control wheel steering. So if the wind change, or we're we're heavy, or we got a headwind, or got a tailwind, sometimes we end up too low, so we need to put more thrust, so for sure we're going to burn a little bit more fuel, or sometimes we're too high. At this point we're going to either start descend a little bit faster and below 10,000 feet, since we want to respect our 250 knots speed restriction here in Canada. We're going to use the speed brake to have a good rate of descent and still keep our 250 knots. Like anywhere in most of the airport in Canada, when we're going to get a little bit lower, Pierre Charles, who is in charge of all the frequencies, the pilot monitoring, he's going to do a traffic report on 1267. Here in Canada, we use that a lot because a lot of places are not radar equipped. And after a certain altitude, the ATC in Montreal won't be able to see us with the radar. And around Val d'Or, there's a lot of bush plane and firefighting aircraft, small twin piston also, engine twin and a single engine, and small aircraft, some commuter charter. So that's why even if we're still with Montreal Center, Pierre Charles is going to have to do a 1267 report, traffic report around the airport at Val d'Or, and up north we're going to have to do that before we enter the uncontrolled airspace. It's going to be our only mean of communication between other aircraft when we're going to go. We're going to be up north, because the ATC won't be able to talk to us when we're going to be in the Arctic.
Okay. Traffic advisory, the Val d'Or area in order 50 Boeing 737 is around 18560 miles, 60 miles to the southeast of the airport inbound, expecting the RNAV approach runway 36 via APMEC, 10 miles final, runway 36 at 1230. A transition level,
So
altimeter reset to
985?
5 inches.
So here in Canada, 18,000 feet is the altitude we change between our standard pressure altimeter 2992 or the local altimeter. In this case, Val d'Or, it's 2985. So we are below 18,000 feet, and now we're putting 2985 on the altimeter. It's the one at Val d'Or. Put the go around deeper.
Right.
Now Pierre Charles is looking at his chart again. He's going to look depending of the temperature and the pressure altitude. What's going to be our go around EPR? That's a fixed setting for the EPR. He's going to put it there. So if we have to go around, I can know what's going to be the maximum EPR engine rating I can put
So go around
do the
the
go
will
around.
be 210.
When we talk about the EPR, we talk about the ratio difference between the pressure entering and getting out of the engine. That's our main reference for the Pratt & Whitney GT8 D-15 in this case. And we're also always going to cross-check with our N1 or N2 and fuel flow, but everything is talked in terms of EPR. That's our main reference. All our chart are made with the EPR. Now it's turbofan aircraft, I think it's mostly N1. Everything is N1 now, the turbofan, but on this aircraft you're gonna hear a lot about EPR, and that's the way it is. It's the reference for the engine thrust. So as we go down at 10,000 feet, we're gonna do another approach check, and since we left the seatbelt sign on because of the turbulence there, Pierre Charles is going to call the flight attendant and tell her that we're passing 10,000 feet. For her, it's her cue to prepare the cabin, and she's going to call us back to tell us the cabin is secure. Then she knows that we're going to be landing soon. So as we may see around Val d'Or area, the Abitibi-Témiscamingue is a beautiful area with a lot of lakes, a lot of forest. It's an area, as I said earlier, with a lot of mines also. Part of the Canadian Shield. Canadian Shield. Now I'm looking again, I want to be at 4,000 feet at APMEC at just passing 11. 11 minus 4, it's 7,000 feet for 3 to 21 miles. So I'm 8 miles early, but that's pretty good because I'm going to be able to slow down slowly and be able to be at APMEC at around 180 knots, 190 knots. And as we go, we can see the headwind are decreasing a little bit. And we have to remember this aircraft with the Gravel Protect, we're restricted with the gear, so we cannot put gear down above 180 knots. So that kind of changed a little bit our profile, our descent profile, our approach profile.
950 via APMEC, cleared to Val d'Or Airport for the RNAV runway 36 approach.
Then 950 clear the RNAV 36 approach in Val d'Or APMEC transition.
950, contact Val d'Or radio 11.5, have a good day.
Val d'Or radio 11.8.5 and on 950, have a good day.
Okay, and put 3,900 please.
Yeah, so
for the 100 nautical miles, 10,000 feet approach checklist.
1,100 feet is set. Approach checklist. Altimeters.
Altimeter is the 2985.
Check a fasten belts.
On.
Approach checklist completed.
You want to call her? Thanks. And as we get near the airport, we can see here a small LPV symbol just appeared. In that case, it means that the approach is
now arm,
as we
and
may
we're
see.
within 30 miles of the Val-d'Or airport, so I'm switching the
DME off.
VOR up, just to make sure that we don't confuse the distance shown.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the distance shown by the FMS with the DME from the VOR.
Exactly. And also, as we know, it's an LPV approach. We know that our minima for the LPV are good, so this will bring us, if weather was bad, to 250 feet above the airfield. So it's pretty low minima at this point. But since it's beautiful, supposed to be beautiful today, as the weather told us, so we won't need to descend all the way to the minimums. We're going to see the runway when we're going to turn throttle.
Val-d'Or radio, good morning, 950.
950, Val-d'Or radio, good morning.
Val-d'Or radio, 950, 6,500 feet descending, 4,000 feet direct APMEC, showing 15.15 miles per APMEC, cleared your RNAV approach runway 36.
950, roger, runway 36, wind calm, altimeter 2985, ceiling 500 broken, 6,500 broken. Ceiling seems a little bit higher in the approach, 36.
2985, we check the remark for the ceiling, 950.
So latest report, weather is a little bit down, so we're going to change the minimum. We're going to put the minimum of the plate, 1,349. So Pierre Charles called me, approaching minimum, and I'll call you, go around our, landing our go around.
I'll call you
So it's
approaching
around
minimums and minimums.
500 feet broken, but it's probably going to be higher than that, but still we don't won't take any chance. That's why we're now going back on the full RNAV approach, and we changed the minimum here to be sure that we're going to have the approach plate minimum. So 4,900 feet descending 3,900, speed 210.
Check, speedwalk 210, and the LPV approach brings us to 250 feet
250 feet, yeah.
above ground. So
I'm a little bit slow here, a little bit, not slow, but low on the approach here. I still got 9 miles to do for APMEC, and I'm almost at my speed for my flaps. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to do a small level off with a little bit of speed. We're going to keep it minimum thrust to save fuel. But as I get about 4 miles from APMEC, I'm going to start to get the flaps out.
merci Berchard. Parfait, merci beaucoup, on va tous dans 10 minutes. And cabin secure.
Perfect. So we're going to do it a little bit further just to explain what we're doing. What's the maximum speed for the flaps?
So max speed for flaps 1 is 230 knots.
30. So we always wait around 220 to put the flaps at once. So gonna wait around 4,000 feet there. I'm gonna put pseudo engage and let's go to. Can you put 3,500 for the MSA?
Yep.
And he's gonna put flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1.
So as the speed the flaps are going down, once I'm at flaps 1, I'm gonna be able to put the minimum speed, where is 190.
Check. And do you want the flight director on for the approach?
Yeah, good idea. I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna put it back heading at pseudo there.
Check.
And now we're gonna slow down. I'm about 3-4 miles. I can go right away with flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Maximum speed of flap 5 is.
Well, minimum speed will be 170 knots.
Yeah.
And max speed is 225 knots.
225. So we're around at 210. So we're good here. And as it go flap 5, what's gonna be flaps 5 and stable there, we're gonna go at speed 170. I'm gonna fly a little bit higher than that, but at least I got my speed bug there to show me the minimum speed for my flap setting, or flap 5. Everything is auto slew, so as soon as we're gonna turn APMEC, the course gonna turn right away on the next.
Waypoint. The approach active.
Approach active. I'm going to put auto approach on the autopilot and auto approach on the flight director. So what happened is we're going to be able to capture the localizer. Or
Localizer
the vertical
captured.
mode. Check. And now
And glide
reducing
slope
speed.
alive.
I want to be below 180 knots for the gear, but I'm just going to put the gear about 2 miles from the FAF.
Valdor radio 90950 is over at Mech 10 also 36. Glide slope captured.
Check. Let's sub capture and the aircraft want to accelerate, so I'm going to pull on the thrust there. And our profile for the RNAV approach, I'm going to wait 2 miles from the FAF to put gear down and flap 50. As we see here, both lateral and vertical mode are captured, they're in green.
And it's over 10 degrees, so even though we go through the clouds, we won't
No
be
need for
needing
engines, yeah,
NTIs.
perfect. Now I'm getting at 2 miles. I got the indication here and here. So gear down, flap 15. He's gonna look at below 180 knots, so he can go gear
Gear
down.
down.
Flap
That's
15.
15.
Once I got flap 15, I'm gonna be able to put minimum speed
Overshoot is
150.
2,900 feet.
Overshoot, please. Thank you. Now my next flap setting is gonna be on the final approach fix. It's gonna be my final landing flap. We're gonna be flaps 30 today. And we can see here the radial altimeter is alive.
And
We
are
have-
we alive?
Just getting to the FAF, so flaps 30. Landing checklist.
Flaps
and as
30.
we pass stereo, the FAF 2700, we're right on profile there.
Speedbug 140, landing
Speed
checklist.
140, that's the final speed. Go ahead.
Engine start switches.
Low ignition.
Speed brake.
Arm.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
30 green light.
Landing checklist completed. And 1,000 feet.
Stable landing. So at 1,000 feet, all our parameters are stable and we are configured. Testing Zotvo on profile.
Zotvo at 1,600 feet. And runway inside, 12 o'clock.
Check. Autopilot disengage.
Confirm. Approaching minimums.
Check.
Minimums.
Landing.
Speed brake up. Reverse or normal. $80 knots. 60 knots. Master caution, fuel.
Yep.
Cancel that. Valdor Radio Leonora 50 is done on a 36 backtracking, and we're gonna exit on Nico. And center fuel pumps off.
So as we taxi back to the terminal, we can see there's some traffic already waiting for us here. We have the option with this aircraft to put the APU, but today, since its station is one of the location we're coming here every day, they already got a GPU for us waiting, so we won't need to put the APU. Once again, we're saving fuel at this point when we're using a GPU. So we may see on the landing, we saw the speed brake up. Pierre Charles called me speed brake up, so as soon as there's weight on wheel, all the spoiler, flight spoiler, ground spoiler is gonna go up. That little handle is gonna raise by itself, and it's gonna cut off any it's gonna disturb the flow, so the aircraft won't fly. It's one of the main important thing, and that's why we need a call out. That's why he calls speed brake up. If the lever will have not go up on the landing, he will have probably pull it out by himself.
And clear right.
Check, and as we saw, I put also reverser once we're on the ground. We're unable to open up in the air because we need the weight on wheel. The option we have also, it's the auto brake, and as soon as the main wheels spoil up, the aircraft's gonna apply brake pressure by itself. It's a much smoother braking, and it's a much faster braking than if I was doing myself the braking.
Those strobes. TCAS on standby. Valdor Radio Leonora. Number 50 is down in clear on a 36.
It's been what, 2 minutes?
Yep, 2 minutes
Okay,
now.
so we got the GPU, Marshall in sight. The engine number 2.
Back is up.
Pocket brake set.
Seems like they're having trouble with the GPU today.
Start the APU. Is he connecting it or?
Yeah, he's still working on that.
Okay. Okay, so we'll start the APU. Once the APU is going to be online, Pierre Charles is going to put the generator on, and then I'm going to be able to close the engine. So we see here the temperature is rising. As soon as this little light is going to illuminate blue, we're going to know that the APU can take the power.
CPU is available.
So we got the power.
Shen is online.
APU online. Shut down.
Distribution is related. And shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps.
One on.
Pitot
Off.
Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Flaps.
Up.
Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
And weather radar.
Say standby.
Shutdown checklist completed.
Yeah, you can open the door, please. Oh, fuel load. Ouais, bonne idée. Fuel load. Confirm it's a direct, so 12,000. Oui, c'est un 8.6.
Ouais.
8.6, so 3.4.
D'allure.
Ouais. 3.4. Full wing 3.4 in the center.
What? They're gonna... No, they're gonna go to security, I guess.
Les passagers?
Oh no, you're right.
No,
They're
they're
not leaving
gonna,
anymore.
yeah, they're gonna
We're
remain
just
on
gonna
board.
open the door and get the cargo in, so passenger won't leave.